Hey guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Kenroy here. Now in today's video, I'm just going to be sharing on how we've been actually getting on in our ground floor renovation project. Now as you can see here, the builder is almost done laying the final few tiles for the living room. Then the final thing to do with these tiles will be to actually add the grout, and it will be all done. Now we've got this beautiful fireplace that we absolutely adore. Now unfortunately, because Abigail is still so young, we haven't used it much in the past couple of years since she's been born. But with the fact that the energy prices are absolutely astronomical at the moment, I do believe that we will definitely be using this fireplace more as the winter approaches. Now we decided to keep this fireplace in order to save on cost, and we thought that we'd replace the plinth that was in front of it with something that would better match the color scheme of the actual tiles that surround the fireplace. I managed to find these green tiles at my local tile shop, and we can't wait to lay them out along with some blue ones which I'm hoping to get, and I'm hoping that this will all come together nicely. Okay guys, if you are enjoying the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as liking this video, because we're literally just a few subscribers off hitting our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so moving on to the next task at hand. Now if you remember a few videos ago, I showed you where a friend of mine was teaching me how to actually do a bit of electrical work, and as such I've become kind of a bit of an expert at it. Well, maybe not an expert. Now with my newfound skill, I'm pleased to say that I can now replace electrical switches along with plugs with just the basic tools and the know-how. Now I must confess, this was not as easy as it looked. Now I'll let the camera focus in, and as you can see here, I had to dig out these tiny boxes which, to be honest, I'm not even sure how old they were. All I know is that the new switches that I wanted to attach, which were these trendy switches which I showed you in the previous video, were not able to fit in these tiny holes.
Look how shallow that box is. Yeah, that's a 16 mil. Right. That's for a box standard light switch.
Yeah.
And you know why they've done that? Because you've got thick plaster on the wall. Yeah, which is obviously the depth of that.
Yeah.
So then you've got to chisel that out to put a deeper box in. And that'd be fun. I'll tell you the easiest way of doing it.
What's that?
Take the switch off.
Yeah, I will.
Get the wires out the way. Get your drill.
Yeah.
And drill some holes all the way in. Yeah. And then hit it with a hammer and chisel, and you'll break the little bits.
Chip it away.
You'll weaken it where you've drilled the holes, and then you'll be able to break it away.
Now as you can see here, they were pretty shallow, and as such I had to get these 35mm rather than the 25mm ones that were already inside. Now as you can see, these will give me much better space for the wiring and everything to fit behind these switches. Now whenever you're replacing these boxes, you have to dig out the wall in order to make it deeper for them to fit. Yep, you guessed it, I had to get the old drill out in order to dig out these walls. Now I must confess, this was a lot trickier than I thought, but eventually I was able to wrap this up and get the job done. Now Sophia and I were so super excited to see the final few tiles in the kitchen being laid on the floor, and now we can finally walk around downstairs knowing that the tiling is all done and dusted. Now in our humble opinion guys, these tiles look absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for all your kind comment. Now I know that so many of you have said that you love the design choice of these tiles, and they are actually quite bold and not everyone would probably like them, but for the vast majority of you, you've actually sent us some really nice comments saying how much you love the tiles. So we wanted to say a huge thanks for the compliment. As you can see, Sophia and I, we're absolutely in love with these tiles, and we definitely don't regret choosing them. Okay, so today is day, I cannot remember what day it is actually. All I can say is that today's a Monday. It's a half term, the kids are off school and so am I. And today was spent mostly finishing up the tiling on the floor. I'm pleased to say that tiling on the floor is probably like 99% complete, with the exception of two little strips that need to go in, and it needs to be grouted, but the majority of the work is now finished on the floor and it's looking absolutely amazing. When we first chose these tiles, I told Saf that, you know, I don't want anything boring, not your plain run-of-the-mill type tile, and she did not disappoint. And now seeing them down on the floor, they look absolutely amazing. Really glad we went with these tiles. Now we got them from a company called Tile Mountain. Now it's now night time and I'm just spending the time trying to tidy up, chucking all the stuff that needs to go to the recycle center into the skip, and I'm finally going to get rid of our beloved temporary kitchen, which has served us so well over the past month, but unfortunately it's time for it to go now. As we've now up and running with our new kitchen. In fact, we were able to use the oven today for the first time, which is really nice. Still some ways to go. We've got the tiling of the backsplash left, which is the next major works, as well as grouting all the tiles on the floor and obviously on the wall. So painting is going to be the order of business coming shortly. We've stripped all the wallpapers from the wall and now all we have to do is sand them down, choose a paint. We've ordered some samples actually and we're just waiting for them to be delivered, and once we've chosen the paints that we want, then we have to get it done. Hopefully then the project will be all done and dusted and we can have a much needed rest, because it's been really tiring, honestly. Can't wait to sit down and see the figures, see all that we've done and what we've achieved. We've ordered the door as well, so that's been probably made to measure as it's quite a small space. Okay guys, now it actually feels a bit like the end of an era, as it's now time for me to get rid of the final cupboard unit, which we have been using for the past few weeks in order to store all our groceries and for us to use as a cooking surface. And now it's time for me to dismantle it and take it away to the recycle center. Now this 1870s Victorian cottage is definitely coming into the 21st century with these modern yet classic Art Deco style tiles that we really like. Now the ground floor is completely tiled now. Once the tiles have been grouted, we'll then move on to finishing up the fireplace, and then it will all be done and dusted. But I'm going to end this here because I'm absolutely shattered and I need to finish tidying up. The girls are going to bed. Nobody wants to go to bed except me. But yeah, everything is going well so far.